All right, we are back. I have with me now my wonderful little nephew, Joe. Today is a special day for Joe. Joe, what's special about today?
It's my birthday.
Yep. So we had dinner. We
went to ice cream place.
Yeah, we went and got ice cream, and now we're back. And we're ready to play some more. So let's go ahead and resume.
Good time. Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna go kill Dragon now.
Dragon. We're gonna fry the shrimp.
Probably.
Well, most ways you have to fry the shrimp.
Aha! There's my Titansmiths.
That gives you access to Dark World, full access.
Yep.
A lot of other stuff. I've never seen you get that bad. Well, I've never really seen you do this. So, let's figure out.
Holy cow, I did the short charge. But it's...
Dragon! The shrimp. Getting ready to fry the shrimp. Immediate balls? It's too far.
Nah, that's fine.
Whack! Oh, she goes faster quick. Yes! Oh! 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 Yeah!
Okay, I'm really missing. Okay, I totally missed. Come on, let me go.
Holy cow, Dragon looks great, going really fast. The shrimp is a very fast shrimp today.
Darn it, I keep messing up and hitting the wrong thing. Okay, let's hope that I can get it this time, otherwise I'm in trouble.
Yay. Couple seconds. Oh! Yes! Boom! Burn, baby. Blew the shrimp up.
Very good thing that I had those extra energy tanks that I found.
And
That
then
cost me
they-
way more than it should have.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a reserve tank?
I do have a
One.
reserve tank, that's what the auto means.
You have one.
Another heart. I have like 16 or 17 total heart containers now.
Holy moly.
Alright, so that's it for Meridia. But I found my Titansmiths, which is the really great thing. So now I can do...
Dark World?
I can do Dark Death Mountain, I can do several
Smith?
things in Dark World. I can do the Smith Chain.
Smith Chain?
So I can go beat, what you call it in the meantime. Thieves Town.
You want me to choose to do the same with Moon for Mom?
Yep.
You didn't do anything for Super Metroid?
No, I don't like those enough.
Why?
Oh, I can do, I can also do Plasma.
Plasma?
Yep.
Right. I'm not sure you have enough energy.
See, the problem with it is, I like a bunch of them, especially Mega Man X is my favorite, but it's hard to do a lot of the... I have enough trouble doing the Super Metroid tricks as it is, and many of them, like wall jumps and Mach Ball, are more difficult if you don't have...
Regular Samus?
yeah, if you don't have regular Samus, so...
Like, the sprite just makes it look weird.
Yeah.
That's why it took you so long to do my Luigi one.
Yep, exactly. Luigi's a little bit tricky, especially in his morph state, since it's nothing like a morph ball. It
It's
looks weird. fill up a little bit.
Smart. Drop open blood stuff.
Yep, it does. That's one of the cool things about it.
Oh, nice. And anything that's like near it, they're not even touching.
Okay, that's probably good.
Oh, that's a lot of energy.
There.
Drop. Holy cow. Are you gonna do plasma? Is that plasma?
This is plasma.
We're getting really close to plasma.
Come on.
But we already have plasma.
Yes, we do. Which is kind of good because that means that I'll be able to,
Kill pirates?
yep, kill the pirates inside without any trouble. I won't have to use pseudo screw or anything. But if you come here without charge, without, you might be able to kill them with super missiles, but I think otherwise,
Impossible?
yeah, it's if you don't have at least charge, so that you can pseudo screw or screw attack or plasma, they're almost invincible. But they might be immune to supers as well. I don't know if I've ever tried. Yeah, they block missiles and super missiles, so yeah, you have to have one of those three. It just misses. Too bad.
So they're pretty strong.
Yes, they are some of the hardest enemies and regular enemies in the game.
The hardest enemies are the side hoppers, where baby is really hard. Right, Ronnie?
I don't know, it kind of depends. Because there are a lot of different enemies that have, of the most powerful enemies that have a couple of different immunities. The gold pirates are even tougher than these ones.
Yeah,
Because they only die to screw attack or
super missiles.
super missiles. Those side hoppers are among the, because I think the only thing that damages them is supers. But again, you know, some of these pirates are immune to supers. And can only be killed by screw attack, charge plasma, not regular plasma, charge plasma. Or,
That's pretty strong.
but so the weird fact that the side hoppers are immune to everything but supers is slightly off. Also, considering that they are so rare and everything, it's hard to say that they're quote-unquote regular enemies.
They're actually technically mini bosses.
Yeah, they're kind of like mini bosses of their own, which is why I didn't include the metal pirates from Norfair either, because
Those are mini bosses.
yeah, they're
for
mini
sure.
bosses.
For sure. They're not the people who made the game say no, they're not mini bosses. But me and you, they're mini bosses. They're pretty tough.
Alright, so now, yeah, I'd rather go to Link to the Past and start doing things there. Okay, we'll start with the Smith Chain area.
Smith's chain is pretty smart.
Do Thieves Town, Smith Chain.
You have everything to do Smith's chain.
And then we might do Meridia, or not Meridia, Misery Mire. All of those checks.
Yeah,
And then come back to Dark Death Mountain. Yep, I went ahead and got Mirror Shield. Okay, what are we doing? Smith Chain, so we need to go here.
Holy cow, you have so many hearts.
Yep, 16 now. That ice cream always has a delayed impact on my sinuses. I'm so afraid to move this down. Okay. Oops. Should I make fun of Blind and kill him the pathetic way?
Yeah. What's the pathetic way?
Just turn on Kana Burna and let Kana Burna kill him.
Yeah. Do we have enough mana? Uh-oh, you're a cat.
Yep, I'm Luna. I'm Luna Cat.
You're a little kitty cat.
Yes, because I got early half magic. And I haven't had much to use it on.
Burner actually uses more mana than the cape.
No, it uses less.
It does?
Yep. However, you can stop the you can stop the cape draining mana by doing specific things like around the wall.
Cape?
Yep. If you pull the wall while you're wearing the cape, it will stop draining mana. It also stops draining mana whenever you swing your sword.
So if you constantly swing your sword, you're invincible.
Blind killed me earlier because the only weapon I had was the hammer. So, yeah, I didn't get a sword until quite a bit late either, until after I'd gotten the flippers after doing all this. So I tried to kill him with the hammer. I almost got him, but he killed me, and I was like, yeah, I don't care, I'm just going to get the map from this. I knew that I'd already gotten the items, so I was like, whatever.
He does not really look like a frog.
No, he looks like a frog.
Kinda. But not too much. Can you get frog and purple chest?
No, because the purple chest doesn't appear until after you've saved the frog.
Right. You can do the hammer glitch in this?
Yep.
In real, at least the best you can.
In the English version you can't because it was patched out, but the randomizer is made with a Japanese ROM. So that you can do all the glitches. Hey, there's my hook shot.
Hook shot in the weirdest place.
Yeah, it's a pretty weird place for the hook shot.
Hammer and other locked. Now you can both clear the swamp. Can you?
Yes, I can full clear swamp now. Meh, not much for that.
Our pieces are horrible for you right now. Because you have 19.
Yep. You don't have to talk till you pick it up automatically, that's good. It's been a while.
When you beat Agnum, that soldier actually disappears.
It's one of the few who does, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Can't dash with it.
Come on. Yep. Can't dash with it. There's like certain kinds of glitches you can set up to dash with it, but I don't know them. There are all sorts of weird little glitches.
Wait, you can have the bombs, the big bomb, and the purple chest at the same time.
Yep. Okay, let's see. I decided Misery Mire was going to be next.
I'm so surprised that turtle, a chest can walk. Because how does the purple chest even move? Do you put a lead on it? Or what?
Really what it's supposed to be is you carrying it around, but the graphics for Legend of Zelda aren't super great. so...
Don't work. You do it. 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 Ding, ding. Wow, you got so much health.
Yep, 17 and red mail, so at least I'm not going to be too scared of getting. Bombos to open, so that isn't bad.
Do you have bombos?
Yes, I do.
I wish that wouldn't do any damage. If it hit you.
It would do a full heart. Those birds are some of the highest damaging enemies in the game.
No, the fireball.
Oh,
It
the
would
fireball, yeah.
left
It would not do much. Supers? I'll go for supers. Especially since I can...
This is checkerboard cave.
Yep, checkerboard cave.
In the regular English, you can't do the glitch here.
I think you can do the new
Oh.
glitch. I can't remember which ones still exist and which ones don't. Now I want to check this out. That was an accident, but oh well, I'll take full health. Haha, 20 rupees.
Are you going into Fortaleza backwards?
Yep.
Nice. Oh man.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you used your iframes to get it. Why are you not consuming this button?
Because charge beam, he grabs most of the supers, so full charge beam is just as good.
Power bombs create a lot of lag.
Yes, they do. Reserve tank just misses there, so I don't care about that. Okay, I'm gonna go back and do Misery Mire now. A little bit disappointed in what's here.
You have 3 reserve tanks already.
Yeah, I guess that was my third, huh?
Full energy restore, why not?
Alright, so Pet will be dead if the if Turtle Rock does not require ether.
It's the only thing that you feel in it, except blah blah blah, blicky dumb stuff. It might even have space around it.
That would be pretty hilarious, and I'd be fine with that.
I'll actually do it for the games and stuff. Those are starters.
Yes, they're in Eastern Palace.
Yeah. That's why I recognize them. Very nice.
Okay, now I have to remember the best way to do Misery Mire.
Well, I honestly don't know, so don't ask me.
Yeah, you don't watch as much as your mom does. Misery Mire is one of the places that I know kind of the least.
It's basically a puzzle. I'm pretty sure
Actually, a little
this
bit
is
is a
the
puzzle.
way. I'm pretty sure this is the way to do it. But I'm not an expert. Spikes to add damage?
Yes, yeah, let's do that using the cane or the cape. They are hazard damage, so it doesn't get reduced by your
Mail?
mail. Yep.
Shoot.
Probably don't need to come this way. Yeah, this is.
Boring.
Although I think I might need to now because I actually used the key. There's a key in a pot over here, and it's not strictly necessary, although I can hit this too. That's a help there. But if you don't use that key, you don't need to even come through here. You can save the key for elsewhere.
Apparently you just healed the heart.
Yeah, I picked up a heart from something. One of the pots, I think.
The hookshot is wrong, but it's a very powerful weapon. It's not very powerful, but it's a pretty good weapon.
It's very good against certain enemies.
Yeah,
Most enemies it just stuns.
like the red meringue and
Yep.
the blue meringue.
It affects a few more enemies than the red meringue does. But otherwise...
It does?
Yeah, there's some enemies that are immune to the boomerang or red meringue that are not immune to it. Okay, so hitting that
Hookshot?
did not actually help. Let's see. No, this is not good. Let's see. I think this is actually a way out. Yeah, that doesn't open even if I kill him, so...
What are those? They're creepy. Do they? Oh, they do damage.
Yep, they're skull heads that are creepily coming towards me.
Oh shoot. Does that have to be a tile room?
Yep.
There's nothing to glitch on. Oh wow.
I am literally only 4 pieces of heart, which I won't get because I've left a couple behind, and a single full heart away from being full. So I'm pretty sure it's, is it 28 pieces of heart or 24? Let's see, 10 full hearts. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Nope, I did that wrong.
Is that why those guys spawned?
No, they always spawn.
Oh, you did it wrong?
Yep. You need to push the 2 to the side and then push the 1 down.
Moving up.
Down or up, see?
Or you can use fire rod, but you don't have that.
Yep. Unfortunately, I don't have fire rod, so I can't use it.
That would be kind of annoying if those are big chest of scoreboards in vanilla.
Yep, that would be very annoying. Yeah, I didn't quite get it.
You didn't get it?
Nope. That one went out while I was pushing. There we go. Now we're fine.
With fire rod, it makes it so easy.
Yep. Especially if you're quick on the draw, and this is something even I'm able to do. If you push the block and then hit the fire rod as soon as it starts pushing, the rod doesn't exist, so the block doesn't exist, so the fire rod goes through it. I don't know why I was going up there. There's nothing up there. Oh, that's cursed. Okay, what other chests can I do?
Now there's no more bosses to use it on.
I'm trying to remember what other chests there are.
There's
that
no more bosses to use that
Yes, exactly.
thing on. Game, are you
yeah,
crazy? That would be so helpful for Dragon.
Yeah, if I'd been able to get those earlier, could have used on Dragon or Phantom or Botflin.
What? Why not Crane?
Kraid's is pretty much immune. He operates just differently, so...
Oh, because his mouth shuts and opens.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Where all the other bosses that you could have used it on do not.
I should have gotten this earlier, I forgot about it. As I say, this is one of the dungeons I know at the very least. Okay, 2 more regular keys. I still haven't found the big key though, have I? No, I haven't. So where could the other key be? Must be towards the,
I'm pretty sure there's like this glitch that you can use the hook shot while you're pushing a block.
It's the same thing with the fire rod that I was talking about. While you push a block, the block doesn't exist, technically, until it's centered in its next formation. So, you, So if you use hookshot while the block is being pushed, okay, there's the big key. Let's say I can't remember what's this way. That's just this way.
But we can't go back now.
No, we have to go back around this way.
Back around.
Yep.
Back around.
So when you push it, it doesn't technically exist, so you can hookshot through it. And if you latch onto something on the other side while the hookshot's going, it'll pull you through the block.
Oh wow.
That's a trick I can do as well, because it's the same general concept. Just another key.
Somebody
Okay.
locked a key in the chest. Maybe the big key was mad at his small key brother, so he trapped him in a chest and locked him.
I don't know, I guess so.
Probably.
If that's your cannon, that can be your head cannon.
Because his brother was being annoying.
Where is the...
What? Where's the what?
Oh, I'm trying to remember how to get back to the main room now. There's a teleporter somewhere. Through here.
Maybe?
Something is very... Okay, there we are.
Teleporter?
I think there's another way to get here, but I can't remember what it is now. Oh, you can block the Wizro beams with the moon shield. Actually...
It actually spells fairy the way I like to spell fairy. The other way
Let's see, I think this is full mana? Yep.
if you do not have half magic, you're going to have a very kind of difficult this place.
Not really.
Because Maria.
You don't need that much mana in this place.
Well, I should probably get barrier too, some magic, so you can heal your mana. I mean, not your mana, your health easily, especially if you have a red potion. Nice. Not very familiar with using Maya either.
But I finally made it through.
Oh yeah, silver's nice. You can actually attack it in real life. Is that cool? Before he
No,
comes
you
out.
can't attack him until you kill all the little eyeballs.
No, you do damage.
Nope, you can't.
Somebody up there said you can't hit.
No, you go in the slime so that you can hit all the little eyeballs. That's all you're doing, is killing little eyeballs really quickly. So if you have silvers, no, you can't, because otherwise, doesn't matter otherwise, especially with silver, because, I mean, if the sword could somehow damage him a little, it doesn't do enough damage to actually make a difference, especially when you have silvers already. Anything else we need to do? I don't think so. I'm going to pop over here.
I did check it.
Yes, I know, but I want to get to the light world now. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So I can move it out of here.
Does looting reset your portal?
No.
It doesn't. So
Nope.
portal's currently still there.
Yep, not that matters.
You found that portal. Those are hammer pits. Right.
Really? Hammer pegs? I never knew that, and I've been hammering them down all this time.
New big one.
Yep. We're gonna go and do Pyramid Fairy.
How much money is Big Bomb?
It's like 100 gold, I think, 100 rupees, I mean. Gold from playing too many Final Fantasies. Dealer gold.
Let's see what the sign says.
Possible now.
It's impossible. Runners can do a glitch and make the bomb with them.
Yep, they can also do a glitch to leave the bomb in a special place and then,
Teleport it.
yep, teleport it. Or make the game think that it's at their location even though it isn't. Kind of thing. Oh, I don't think I've done the back of back cross yet.
Bomb does 0 damage.
Yep.
So you can just stand in the bomb. And your viewers
Yeah,
that
super
have
disappointing.
never seen this game will be like, no, get out of there, it's gonna kill you! Boom! No damage. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Question mark?
Oh, I think I'll need to get the key from one of these rats. That one.
A key?
A key! In here. Nice.
Ooh. You're doing reverse escape?
Yep.
Uh,
Okay, let's see, I can do Ice Palace, I can do Turtle Rock now, I can finish Swamp Palace. Let's finish Swamp Palace.
what did you name your character?
I didn't name my character, you don't get to in SMZ3.
Just the Samus's
Yep,
house.
yep, the Japanese characters for Samus. I'm pretty much done. The only thing I'm looking for is Fire Rod.
The shield is actually closed.
Yep. She floats it in front of her with telekinesis.
Telekinesis?
Yep.
And Link even does that. Everybody does it.
Whoops.
Yeah, from here. Yes.
I never knew that. Thank you for telling me.
Oh, yes, you did. You have to drain the water. So you can swim with the foot first to get into the place. I know a lot.
That's just that. Totally forgot for a second.
You don't need the big key to do this kind of game.
Nope. You know why the big key even exists?
To get the hook.
Yep.
Well, if you already have it, big key is useless.
Yep.
Also, in the randomizer, unless you get something like something really good.
Yeah, there could be something in the big chest. We don't know.
It might be grapple beam. Don't you think?
I already have grapple beam.
But it could have been.
Yeah, but I got grapple beam really early.
You did.
Could be wave, could be spacer.
Could be something dumb. You could just get a boomerang and say, what the heck? Why on
There's
earth?
my third bottle. There's the big key.
Or maybe we could get gold sword or something
Okay,
useless.
really need to find fire rod, and that is pretty much it.
Maybe a couple more energy tanks.
Screw attack, okay.
Screw
That's
attack.
actually quite nice to find. That means I now have everything I'm supposed to have for Super Metroid except the wave beam.
So wave beam, which without a glitch is required to do lower warfare. Right? Why are you running into him?
I'm not running into him. The current's pulling me into him and he's attacking me.
Use Quake? How would Quake even work? Makes no sense. So loopy.
Most things in these kinds of fantasy games don't make a lot of sense.
How does the Earth do stuff to water creatures?
If the Earth is shaky, then
Oh, water. What was that? Do you need the hookshot to hit him
yes, you do.
to get the balls?
You can't grab those without a hook shot. So if you're in a entrance randomizer, if you can hit them with them. I have a lot of trouble with it.
Oh wow! The worst prize in the game!
Okay, I didn't think I found the compass, so I think the compass is in the
Big chest.
big chest. I'm pretty sure I never found the compass, so I can ignore it. So I need to look elsewhere for the fire rod. I suppose I can go ahead and do Lower Norfair at this point. There's not really a whole lot I'm looking for in...
Oh, maybe Ridley found this weird...
Let me double check really quick. I'm quite certain, but yeah. That's so compass is going to be in the big chest. I don't need to worry about that.
Maybe Ridley found this weird stick that was very hot and put it in his lair.
Very well could be the case.
Well, it actually makes sense that it's there. Because it's really hot, a fire rod.
Yeah, it would be thematically appropriate for it to be in Ridley's lair. It's probably in either Skull Woods or Ice Palace where I really don't want to look for it.
Ice Palace would make more sense. It's a rod that can burn the entire place down.
You would think.
Fire can burn ice. Well, it turns it into water.
So worst room in the game is not going to be worst room in the game today.
Oh, because we have a very...
Screw attack and space jump, so...
Where's the worst room in the game?
Coming up.
Oh, is it the one with the giant stalagmite?
Nope.
And the acid that rises? Is that the worst room in the game?
Let's see. This is up here, yeah. That's that.
Is this the worst room in the game? Or what?
No.
Is it the one with the acid that rises?
Oh.
Is this the worst room in the game? Oh, it's not.
Golly, I stuck myself, which is bad. No, this is just an ordinary pillar room with rising acid. Not fun, but not particularly horrible.
Acid goes above the
This is the worst room in the game.
This is?
Yeah, because you've got gold pirates that are only affected pretty much by, you have to either power bomb them, screw attack them, or charge plasma them. You've got those things. If you don't have space jump, you have to try and do very careful wall jumps and power bombs to open that, and in order to get through it, while the pirates are jumping around. So you probably have to kill them by laying power bombs constantly. See, for a if you're doing 100%-ish playthrough, or you happen to get everything in the randomizer before you get there, it's not all that bad. But it is awful if you're trying to do it without everything. Vanilla Mickey Mouse missiles.
Mouse.
We found a lucky emblem.
Yep.
Oh, I think there's a lucky emblem around here.
Yeah. Which reminds me, we're playing Kingdom Hearts this Saturday.
Yep, and hopefully you'll be able to finish it. I just watched one of my favorite streamers beat it with his girlfriend on the Switch version. 2 players, 1 Joy-Con each.
So it's a multiplayer that's very...
It was quite difficult, so there are so many boss fights in a row you have to do. That's one of my other least favorite rooms in the game.
This?
The one we just passed through.
Oh yeah, that one.
Especially if you don't have space jump, it's pretty awful.
That was the one that I was talking about.
Yeah, it's the one I thought was the worst room in the game because it was always more difficult for me. But it wasn't until I really watched Metroid players trying to do it at low percent or, you know...
They were just, boom!
Or randomizer people who come in here without all the tools and see the worst room in the game done. It's like, oh, okay, that's pretty awful. Trying to lay those power bombs, do those jumps in the way they do.
Those guys are side hoppers.
Yes, these are a special breed of side hopper. They look quite a bit different than most others, but not the same general model and way that they move.
They side hop.
Okay, power bombs of shame.
Or
Red boomerang of shame. Finally got a red boomerang. Got a boomerang, period.
oh wow, you got stuck in
That's
the wall.
pretty funny. I got stuck in the wall as a morph ball. I've never seen that happen before.
Maybe it was undry concrete, and when you went into a dry, don't you think? No, pirates. These guys are powerful. But if you use the echo, the speed booster echo, they can instantly die.
Yep. That was pretty good though,
Because
huh?
speed booster echoes do so much damage.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure one speed booster echo could one hit Mother.
If she could be affected by it, maybe.
Yeah. And two of them, or three, definitely. Three would definitely. Three is so...
I actually don't think I really need to recharge before Ridley.
Full energy. Now one less than full, but so many supers. Supers do a lot of damage. Why does the screen shake?
Because they're supposed to be that powerful. When supers hit, they shake everything because their explosion is so powerful.
But power bombs have a very high explosion. That's stronger.
Okay.
How can you tell that he's that low?
Because you've done enough damage to him and he's that color of red. That's pretty good.
Oh,
It only took me 45. That's unusual. I usually run out of supers and finish him with missiles. So I did pretty well there. 52 rupee. Okay.
Maybe he found a bunch of emeralds and kept them safe just in case Samus found them and bought the flippers from Zora. Is that a good joke?
I suppose so.
Wait, can you have Link in Super Metroid and Samus in
Yes, there is a Link sprite. They have a Zelda 2 Link sprite for you to use. And then you could use their numerous Samus sprites for Link to the Past. Yeah, because Zelda 2 was this kind of game. It was a side-scrolling instead of a top-down view. Very unusual for the series. So they took that sprite to, and it's about the right size too, roughly.
Oh wow, you have a very powerful high thing that makes you jump really high. It's the jump.
I have a spring ball, yes.
Spring ball. What is?
I actually found spring ball before I found morph ball as well.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Holy cow. This is almost a heart seed.
It's pretty crazy. It's one of the worst kinds of normal seed logics you can get.
Where on earth is Fire Rod?
Good question.
Who wants that stick that is red? With the weird cap. With the red gem. Who wants that? Who has it? Who has
I want
that
it.
rod? But who has it?
That's a good question. Nope, 20 rupees.
Maybe somebody wanted. Maybe Ridley put the rest of his cash he hated since the color was too weird and put it right there. Don't you think?
Speaking of which, I paid 500 rupees to Zora and got 20 back.
Oh man.
Okay, what's here? Just a heart? I don't care about that.
Uh,
So that's my last heart in the game, but I've got 18. I think that's enough even for me. So I'm not going to worry about
That's
that.
your last heart?
Yep.
You have 18? That
Yep.
would be 19.
Then I have 4 pieces of a heart. That's the last full heart.
You have 4
Hey, there it is! Thank goodness I don't have to do Skull Woods or Ice Palace. That is go mode. In 4 hours, 33 minutes, and 30 seconds. No, I'm not a very good player of this game.
Go mode. Why does this say go, but it's not on now?
Because you have to click go mode.
Oh, you have to click it? Are you gonna click it?
I suppose I can.
Go mode. Go mode is now officially done. It has bomb.
See, the game can't auto-track go mode because it doesn't know what's required for go mode. That's too complicated programming for it.
It requires us to track it.
Yep. Wave beam's probably in Ganon's palace.
Tower?
Annoys me. Ganon's tower, yeah. More like a castle than a tower, but whatever.
Actually, it's kind of like a tower.
This is actually quicker to get back.
Hey, go mode.
Okay, should I beat Link to the Past first, or Super Metroid first?
Let's say a Link to the Past, so the place actually blows up.
So that I can officially save the animals?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually should transition here. This is a bit of a race. I don't need to go anywhere, especially since I'm going to Link to the Past. Now's a good time to click go mode.
Go mode. Go mode, officially.
Actually, funny. Because, oh yeah, I have all of the pendants except for Turtle Rock anyway, so... Whoops, I have to go this way.
Crystals?
Yep.
Pendants are unique, apparently.
Yes, they are. It's like another word for necklace. Probably the easiest way is to go this way, in fact. I think it should work.
What the heck? It's a graphical glitch.
Why is there a graphical glitch?
Because the hair is moving so quick.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Oh, so the Lost Woods is under us? Apparently.
Huh?
Lost Woods. There's a forest down there.
No, that isn't forest. That's, oh yeah, I guess there are trees in the background. That's what you're talking about there.
There's so many trees.
Unless, this might not be go mode actually if Ether Tablet is required. I forgot about that. Now let's see if I remember how to do this.
Good job.
If this is Ether Tablet, I have to go find that. Hey, it's Ether Tablet. We're not in go mode yet. I got a little bit excited about that. Okay, gotta track down Ether Tablet. I think I've done 100% of Super Metroid. I don't think there's any checks left there. So, I can do these.
Ice.
What was there? Did you see what was on the island? I wasn't really looking.
I wasn't looking either. What island? I don't really remember. I wasn't.
Thank you,
looking.
Wombat Man.
Wombat.
Wombat Man.
It's a wombat.
A type of rodent-like animal. I don't think it's an actual rodent. It's one of the things that they call rodents, though. Forgot to go south first. Doesn't really matter. We'll just go ahead and check the floating island real fast. Okay, so we didn't get ether in any of those.
Have you checked Ether Tablet?
Yes, I have. I did ether tablet a long time ago.
Oh, did you do the Desert Tablet?
Yes, I did desert tablet a long time ago as well.
Did you do Catfish?
Yes, I did catfish a long time ago.
Oh wow. This is.
That's just, I used it, I might as well restore myself.
It's very.
Let us have a cup of tea.
Lettuce.
Yep.
Is that in a Link to Past?
No.
What does it say?
She says, I will soothe your wounds and make you feel better, something about your soul. Something.
This came on.
Yes, he said have fun, I said thanks. That's what I was saying, Wombat Man. Okay, now I need to remember how to get to the other cave here. Oh yeah, this is, close enough to it. The Super Bunny Cave, that's what we call this.
Why is it called the Super Bunny Cave?
Because there are certain glitches you can do to come in here without Lone Pearl and open the 2 chests. I think these are the only 2 chests in here, so looks like it's Skull Woods and Swamp Palace we get to do now.
You mean ice?
Yeah, Ice Palace. Because I already did some Skull Woods and Ice Palace. We'll start with Skull Woods.
It might be on Ped.
Could be on Ped. We will check that while we do Skull Woods.
If it's on Ped,
What do you mean? Are we gonna stop playing the seed?
That's insane if it's on Ped. I will go crazy. Because why aren't... Did you do a little bit of Skull Woods?
I've not done any Skull Woods. I hate Skull Woods, so I avoided
Hate
it.
it?
Yep.
Oh. Why?
I don't know why. It's one of the shorter dungeons, but just the multiple different rooms you have to go through. It's one of the ones that, like Misery Marsh, is more confusing to me.
Misery Mire?
Yep.
You keep getting the names wrong. I keep having to
Correct me, yeah. That's fine, whatever.
I'm getting kind of...
Mire is a very uncommon name for a swamp or marsh area. Marsh is a lot more common, so that's the one that I use.
I'm actually more common than Swamp, believe it or not.
Swamp is the most common, but the point is that marsh is more common than mire. Okay, now I can call them mire.
I've actually never heard really the word Mire much.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it a few times, but not much outside Misery Mire here.
You didn't tell me that something.
Yes, I did.
On purpose?
Because I go the normal way here, I don't bomb jump across cliffs. Oops. Well, actually.
In Ganon's Tower, there's this room called the Random Room. They have to hit, like, a special sequence of switches to open.
Wrong. You hit one switch out of the thing, so okay, so we found one of the 2 items in there.
You hit one switch, and it opens. Any switch.
There's one specific one out of like 12 or so that opens it. All the rest do nothing.
Oh, not even trigger a trap?
Nope, doesn't even trigger a trap or anything.
So, it isn't like, Swamp Boss? I mean, the drain place?
No.
or even the escape where there's the 2 switches.
Yep.
And the one that Zelda says.
Okay, I've got my 2 items here. So unless it is on PED, I do not even have to complete this dungeon. Speaking of which,
That's an old-fashioned tracker.
you think so?
Mm-hmm.
It's one that works with the program I have, and it auto tracks, so it's very good. Whoops, not close enough.
Oh, good job. You found the fun. No, the 2.
No matter what you do, blue returns to you, blue boomerang, so I don't need to head. I already have a red boomerang finally. That explains why I never found a boomerang. Red boomerang in Norfair, blue boomerang in
Ped, the worst place for a boomerang.
Yeah.
Why on earth would somebody
Fastest thing to do now is
put a boomerang in a pedestal? That's like the weirdest thing.
It's Randomizer. Nothing makes sense, nothing's supposed to.
Yay! This is the legendary boomerang. Someday somebody will get it. This is a master boomerang. Right, Uncle Ronnie?
Yep.
Apparently.
I'm pretty certain that Ice Palace and is the only place I have not done in the entire game. I'm pretty certain I've checked everything else.
Except if you're missing that island.
That's power bombs on that island.
Oh, it is?
I haven't picked them up, but I have looked at them, so I know what they are.
Oh. Oh, you only need to kill one?
Only one of them is actually a statue, the other one is just a little painting. Or only one of them is a bear that comes to life, I should say.
And the other one is a statue.
Okay, I wonder if I can figure out how to do Icebreaker. That would be fun.
Icebreaker?
Yep.
Weird glitch.
You know, it's one everybody does all the time. They make it look really easy.
Probably not easy at all.
It's probably not nearly as easy as they make it look, but
They're also very talented.
they put a lot of work in practicing to do those things is the main thing.
Penguins do a lot.
Only half a heart when I read mail, though.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
So they
man,
do
I'm back.
2 hearts without any milk?
Probably.
Because you need 1/2 times 4 is 1/2 times 4 would probably be what? Oh, did not get the right thing.
I have to step on her down on the transition now. Although I probably should just break it and then, okay, so do you know exactly where-ish I'm supposed to stand?
It's not there. Pretty sure you have to face backwards to do it.
Oops.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you face backwards.
Okay, face this way.
Yeah. But you have to be like at the back. I'm not sure. I don't know. Shouldn't I? You have to be like
No.
right in it.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem.
You gotta get like 1 pixel into that.
1 pixel higher, okay.
Maybe.
Like right here. 1 pixel higher than this.
Yeah, maybe. And then you get like, and then you have to get like into the wall somehow.
Oh,
But
I was
be
moving it
inside
around a little bit. Oh, that's true. This part.
by being inside it, and then they get you up a level so you can walk across.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Yeah. Nope. Okay, well, I'm giving up on it. As it would make it.
One of the hardest glitches.
Yeah.
It's a pretty hard glitch. So I can't really help you. Even though I've watched a little more than you, I have no experience doing it myself.
Oh.
Neither do you have any experience.
Exactly.
So, that's all I can do. Special skeleton guys
Yay, full mana.
Bones. This is a pretty hard room.
It's very annoying. Man.
You don't have, especially if you have, what's it called? Boots. Boots can be very helpful.
Kind of remember. I can't do the bottom one either, which makes this worse, so. Did that winch?
Bottom jump.
Jump.
Jump. It's not the bottom. Or you can hover.
Yeah. I can't do icebreaker, but I can totally cover.
You can't do icebreaker.
Yeah.
Hovering
I didn't
is
use
like
those
the
at all.
hardest glitch in this game. The hardest.
Alright, now I have to remember where to go without. This way is probably fine.
Guess what? I tried to use the hover. It failed. I tried to hover. And it failed. That one does not exist.
Okay, I have not found the big key, so I can't open the big chest, so.
What if the big chest had red mail? And you had blue mail currently?
Then it would give me red mail.
It would be the red chest. What do you think?
Why would it be the red chest?
Because it has the red mail.
But all the chests are the same color, they're not red.
They're bigger than each other.
Yeah, they're big chests, but they're not, all the big chests are the
Why is it so
same.
hard to get in it? The ice moves you like 1 pixel to the side so you can't get in the door. I hate it. What are you doing?
Make myself invincible so the fire rod beam won't hit me.
And to make it so the ice doesn't work. Actually, it worked.
No, it still worked.
No, I did not.
Yeah, it did. If you charge, it reduces your slip inside.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
We'll need to power that thing. What the heck are those things? They look like gumdrops. I mean the special bloom
They're
drops.
probably supposed to be some sort of slime with a lot of them.
They look like bloom drops. Just one color. What do you think?
Oh, back into here.
Try to go up, maybe. Oh, yeah, there's nothing. Except the door and Sahashala.
I think it's necessary to go through here if you don't do all the
Glitches.
yeah.
Icebreaker.
See, and that's the worst part is that since everybody knows how to do icebreaker and all of that, it's you don't see or bomb jumps and things with also let you don't see too much of the normal way to do these dungeons. So I'm going off of muscle memory of many years. Because Icebreaker puts you in this room right here.
Oh, it does?
Yep. Just to get him out of the way, because I don't have enough room.
Ah! That's super lucky.
Depending, it's actually seems a little less lucky here.
Because you're at full?
Oh, I need to pull this time of the statue, that's right.
But,
Again, Icebreaker, they do this. It's been so long since I've seen a proper Icebreaker. Not Icebreaker, it's like, how do you do this? See, because that puts you into here, so all that stuff I had to do, and there it is.
oh, wow.
Ether, now we are in go.
We're officially in golden mode. Beat to the rock and Mother Brain.
And so if I'd been able to do the Icebreaker, I would have skipped the whole rest of the dungeon at that point.
Yep. For you.
For me, yeah. I probably ought to watch a, go find a tutorial video to watch it. The few tricks that I know how to do, some short charging and the mock ball, I learned how to do those by watching tutorial videos. A lot of runners make tutorial videos on all of those kinds of tricks and things to people to do once they become known, somebody puts them out so that everybody can do those things. Icebreaker, considering I hate Ice Palace so much, that would definitely be a, no, that was pretty lucky. See, drops of enemies are a whole lot different in the randomizer as well. They're also random, so things that are normally pretty rare, like fairies can potentially be a lot more common.
And bees?
Sometimes bees, yeah.
From killing enemies, I'm pretty sure.
No, not from enemies. Bees only come from bushes.
Oh, bushes. Why on earth do bushes have flowers?
No idea. Probably because the bees go to flowers to collect pollen so that they can make honey.
Right.
And so you disturbed the bush and its flowers that was being harvested by the bee. That's why the bee gets upset with you, because you destroyed the flower it was trying to harvest.
On the bush. Good explanation. I wonder how a freezing wind could do that.
No, it's not normally supposed to. It's normally supposed to be an earthquake. But that's the thing about the randomizer, Joe. Stuff happens that doesn't make sense. It's pointless to say, how can that happen? It's the randomizer.
Anything can happen. Almost. Not anything, but almost. You could beat up your first enemy and it drops a fairy. That could happen. Can you block the lasers of those guys?
Yes. I was charging forward, though, so my shield was to the side.
Oh.
I always forget about that door closing with the eye laser portion.
Why does it have to be doggies? Bob calls them doggies. Is that crazy?
They are kind of doggy-like. They're...
Doggies! Oh my
Thunder Sword.
god, damage.
I'm perfectly satisfied to have Butter Sword. I got a lot more stuff for Link to the Past in Super Metroid. I'm still short like 5 E-Tanks.
Oh,
And there's not any E-Tank I've skipped. Every tank I've seen I've picked up, so there might be one or more left in Ice Palace. The rest must be in like Ganon's Tower or something.
maybe there's an E-Tank in,
I think I just went this
like
way.
the big chest. The energy chest. Don't you think? That would be the big chest if it had an energy tank. The energy chest.
Yeah, I guess so. That requires the key, which have I found that yet? I have.
You just
Am I just
did.
supposed to do it that way? Right.
I'm pretty sure I see runners going this way.
Yeah, I know this is the way. I'm wondering if I need. I guess I don't. There's a key door that I've.
They shoot so fast.
I'm not gonna worry about Mimic Cave because I've. The only thing that would really help me at this point is.
Not the compass.
Yeah.
Not
And
at
so I guess
all.
I could have just come in here. So it was silly to do that. I really didn't need to go through here at all. I need a key in order to get that, but that might actually be a key inside of there. I don't know. Not a key. Thought that might have a key.
Ugh, what are those? What do you think the things that came running out the door are? Spacer. I think the only thing that's useful to you right now is, what?
More E-Tanks, really. Oh, nope, I need a key. I need a key from somewhere.
And wave.
Where do I get a key? Wave would be useful, yes. That's the other thing that I really need.
I never see runners going this way.
No, I can't. So I do need to go back because there's definitely something that I missed.
And these blocks are impossible to push, apparently.
There's some sort of key somewhere that I missed, a chest I missed somewhere that's supposed to have a key in it.
I think I found it. It's right there.
Well, see, the thing is that in order to get to there, I need to go through another room that has a key, so that's the problem. See, it's that door there, which you get to by going through this pipe. See, we're going to end up right in front of that key door. Oh, no, we aren't. We're going to this top side. Okay, never mind. I mixed up how those are. So yeah, and we get the key here. By killing this guy. So I'm not going to bother opening that door. Because it's probably just going to lead to that chest, which is going to have another key. So I'm just going to take this key. Now I know what I'm doing. The thing that confused me was that I miscalculated where the that first one took. I thought it went to the lower door where the key was, so you would need to find another key earlier to get it. Hello, Zeta. Yeah, this is one of our absolute favorite randomizers.
We have the red ring.
Oh, and then this room, which also really confused me since it's a dark room. We watch it a lot more than play it, but let me get that switch there first. Ha! I didn't get lost in this room for once. Well, almost did.
Is that laser? Wait.
This is Laser Bridge.
Oh, it's a power bomb. First chest is power bomb.
There's my wave. Yes, there's 4 chests. And of course the key is in the last one.
It has to?
No, but it just so often is.
Right. The key is in that chest.
There's always one key on Laser Bridge, which you need to get through that room up there. I'm leaving here just because my health is a little low, just in case. Although I have 2 fairies, so I shouldn't need to worry that much. But just in case I die in the fight against Trinex, I won't have to go through the entire big dungeon again.
What did you do? Reset? Something?
Because I left the dungeon, when you die and save and continue in a dungeon, it puts you towards the nearest entrance to the dungeon that you just entered. Okay. Definitely need some health back, so you... Oh.
Very. This is Trinex. Trinex is in the next room. A very weird boss that has 3 heads.
Or 3 necks. Hence the name.
Trinex. Oh wow. Why did the shelf hurt me?
I hit the... bounced into the spikes. That's what hurt me. Or maybe the shelf did hurt me. I ran into it and it bounced me back. Oh god.
It turned red for a second.
Oh yeah, I can't open the menu while that's going on.
What is?
Yeah, about to kill him.
That head
That's okay.
must do like
I should probably do that myself. Your really good randomizer racers and your Zelda speedrunners always go to the
ice guy.
fire guy first, so that's what I did there because I've seen this a lot more often than I've played it recently. But
You got him off
getting rid of
screen.
the ice so you don't have to worry about the ice probably is the smarter play.
Now she looks like an angel.
She's in her princess dress. You'd have to watch Sailor Moon to understand. Alright, Ganon's Tower.
Alright, GT. 2. Technically.
No, this is just Ganon's Tower 1.
You should say GT2 since it's the second GT we've gone through.
Oh, you
That's
mean like
Gold
Gold Chorizo?
Chorizo.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a really cool little addition to the sprite, that since the holding up sprite is just a single sprite animation, they went ahead and reskinned that whole thing to her in the princess dress. It looks great.
When she gets crystals, she goes in the princess dress.
Let's see, we're going to go left side first. I'm a left side first kind of person. I'll take another E-tank.
Why not? But that means you have to take more damage, right?
Yeah, but it means that I can take more damage from Mega Brain.
Why are the moves lacking?
No idea. It's the way they're designed.
One attack and there's so many fireballs that come out.
The bomb. Another key.
Big key?
Big key.
What was that?
That would have been 4.
Oh, 4.
If you're going by number, that's 4.
Hey, it's the Triforce green. You glitched yourself into the block.
Yep.
Like I see runners do in Palace, the Tornera. I even did that. Are you watching me when I did that glitch?
I really don't know how they, okay, that's how. They swing and then move while they're swinging. I've always wondered how they do that.
Wow.
Usually I use the statue too, but they, again, runners just make it look so easy doing that. And it actually works pretty well. Just some rapid swinging and then moving while you're doing that. Works pretty nicely.
No, it makes them come to you. Like puppies.
Not quite. It, just...
Do you want to hit the switches? Those are... Those are, enemies in the first dungeon.
Yes, they are, but they're still relatively difficult. Especially since the red eye guards are immune to everything exposed.
Which makes it pretty strong.
I'll go ahead and collect some fairies.
Why not? You have all bottles?
I only have 3 bottles.
Oh yeah, it says. What do you think was in random room?
Oh no, did I collect both of them? Oh well.
You collected.
No idea what was in random room, don't really care. Probably a couple more E-tanks since I'm missing so many.
And probably.
I'm just gonna blow my way through here.
We have Clisp.
It's a little slow, but it's also super efficient. Since I'm not super skilled, it's probably faster.
We have Crispy.
Yes, we have Crispy.
Crispy. Rice. Crispy treats. Well, if you could actually break those with the hammer.
The statues, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you can't.
If you could break it with the hammer, that would be fun. You just smash! So it couldn't shoot any lasers at you, right? Or,
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about the statues except dodge.
oh, what? I remember. They're actually some of the most powerful enemies in the game. Nothing resists that blow, except King.
Yep.
And King of Burna. King Ryan. And statues.
Yep.
Almost dead. I'm gonna get close to dying. I see speedrunners dash through.
Yeah,
Why are we not doing Armos Knights?
because we don't have to. Not really. They might be the easiest overall boss in the game. Armos Knights are pretty easy as well, but...
But there's something that says no.
Same way I did. I slightly placed it wrong, so one of the hits got blocked, but they kill 3 of the 4 like that. So it generally works very well.
And then they slice one.
Yep. Very quickly rush over to slice the other collie. I hate that when you dash in the fork. So yeah.
It falls? Tiles?
Yep.
You forgot?
Yep.
What if the King of Samaria could light torches? If you can glitch one onto that, you hit all of them, right?
Yep.
Fire rod, this is pretty much it.
Yep. They usually miss anyway, but whatever. Oh, blast. That stupid thing blocked my shot. I was picking up like that, like that, like that, like that. There. That's how you do that.
Pick up the chests for no reason. Why not pick up the chests? Fire bombs. This is good. And a key.
I have all the keys I need, that's for certain.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
This is pretty hard.
Wrong thing.
Now we have 3 in the bottom.
I think I only have 2 in the bottom.
No, you had 2 before.
And then I died.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Where?
I died to Trinix. Right as I killed the ice head, the big head got me and killed me.
Right.
Oh, lots of those guys. No.
Back up to the worst boss in the game.
One of the worst bosses in the game.
I hate Kolo. And he was required to shoot. Was that our battle?
Just an annoying battle. Not really all that hard.
Did you even have the sword?
Yeah, golly, so many. See?
You had the sword when you beat him first, did
Yep.
you?
But I used the hammer on him because hammer only takes 3 hits and doesn't make him go super speed. And I'd gotten used to hitting things with the hammer. Normally I don't like to use the hammer on anything, but I was forced to use it for a little bit since it took me a while to find my first sword.
Hammer does confusion damage. So it's basically getting an early tempered sword that's very bad. Oh!
Split the upright.
Ow! Does Agony use lightning?
Not in this form, no, he doesn't.
You can't use. This is so hard. You only got 2 hits. Got 0.
Yeah, I've only gotten 3 so far.
So that's 4. Oh!
I thought I had enough angle in order to hit them all.
If you did hit them all, he would have died. Actually, you only have to hit 1 more now.
Yep.
You can do it!
And that was 2 when I only needed to do 1.
So you overkilled him. How did the duck come here?
Because the game requires it to come here at this point.
Oh, maybe it found it found a weird object to squish things, and it had a weird glove, so opened up the way to get into the swamp place. Is that normal saying? Or not?
I think so. I think that's one of the better translations.
Oh, he's not doing a joke? Why is he not doing a joke? He really does a joke.
Sometimes he does a joke, sometimes they have him,
You're doing so much damage.
Oh yeah, he does.
Oh, you did 2 hits there?
Yeah, it doesn't actually matter. You only have to hit him to make sure that he stomps the floor at this point.
Yes, stop the floor.
Yes, I found the things in Norfair Upper. Darn it.
Can't get glitch.
Oh, plastic. Ah!
He turned invisible. Can you hit him when he's invisible?
No. You can't hit him while he's teleporting around.
No, when he's invisible.
He doesn't really
Lights
teleport, turn invisible, he teleports around.
No,
Ah,
when
darn
the
it.
lights are out, he turns invisible.
Yeah, you can't hit him then, if you're talking about that. No.
Good little pet fairy. Where?
I'm just gonna teleport again before I get to him.
Oh! Yes! Oh, we got torch glitch. This torch glitch makes it so
Only the first torch goes out.
nice. How do you get it?
You have to light it pretty much within like half second before. You just light the first torch before the second torch goes out. The very first time they go out.
And then they stop going out at all.
Alright, now we save and quit. And now we reset. And then the second one never goes out. The first one still goes out, but you only have to light the one.
Oh, cool. Ooh.
To clarify that, A Link to the Past was the very first Super Nintendo game I played as a kid. I never played Super Metroid as a kid. I'm gonna go ahead and fully refill, especially for my supers. 70 supers, yay! So many supers.
You also have so many missiles. Capital S on that one.
And I wave.
And your wave. And spacer, which is turned off since you have plasma on.
Yep, because I found it in A Link to the Past, luckily.
What if you found it in Super Metroid?
Oh, wait, I'm going the wrong place.
Would you get murder beam?
No, it turns off. If you find plasma after spacer or spacer after plasma in Super Metroid, it turns off the one you have and turns on the one you just got.
Oh. So. It turns off the one you got?
It turns off the one you had originally and turns on the one that you just got.
What were you trying to do there?
Nothing, my D-pad is messing up again.
We'll watch it.
Oh, no, sorry, nope, we're not gonna watch it.
Because you missed it. I like watching it. It's cool. Why couldn't you move the acid?
I didn't move on purpose. so that I could shoot the Metroid reliably.
Why are you at full? You acid died.
What's that?
How are you at full when you acid died?
Because they dropped a lot of the Metroids sometimes drop a lot of health when you're injured.
You just took 9 damage from that? Whoa. Actually, 10. Since it's not going to do energy 100. It's not 100 energy. Technically there is, right? Press the wrong button again?
Yep. I'm getting a little bit, got a little bit scared from that, and so I resorted to Zelda tactics, which was you change weapons by opening the menu. So I keep thinking, okay, I've gotten frozen, now I need to switch to Super Missile. Open the menu to switch to Super Missile. And I'm like, wait, no, that's Link to the Past, that isn't Super Metroid.
Those are pretty hard hitters.
Yeah. Pointless to fight them, though, since you don't need to defeat them.
There's a Torizo statue?
Yes, and it's a statue because it got drained of all its energy easily by the Metroid. No, I'm not gonna try the baby skip. There are definitely tricks I can't do in baby skip as well, but I'm gonna try any big wing tricks. Yeah, I guess we do almost have a blue suit. It looks like it.
Yeah. Flashing blue suit. It's not normal. Really? Why did it not go away for a while?
Because it doesn't.
It usually goes away pretty quick.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing the baby skip. I don't know tactics like that very well. So.
I'm pretty sure you need to, like, circle the baby.
Yeah, it's very, very complicated. I would need to practice something like that quite a bit.
No.
Should have opened this first, but oh well.
Technically, all the Metroids are fake except that one.
Now, the other Metroids were recreated perfectly. The Mocktroids were fake.
They were created perfectly?
Yep.
Oh.
They're regular Metroids. They're not as powerful as the Metroid we rescued.
Technically, just found it. We didn't rescue it. Well, kind of.
Well, we rescued it from destruction at the end of it, whatever, but yeah, I guess technically, whatever. Not for you to find it, we found it.
The planet exploded?
I think they destroyed the Metroid's own planet too, yes.
How?
Because that's what Samus does. She goes to planets and for some reason they blow up. We don't know why they all blow up. We don't know why this one blows up either at the end.
I'm pretty sure Mother Brain ate it. It's kind of silly. It's a kind of good explanation. Mother Brain ate a time bomb. Don't you think Mother Brain ate this time bomb?
I guess so.
And the planet blows up. Samus has a talent for blowing up planets.
That's part of the joke of the Metroid universe.
Or we could say a talent for destroying. Or it could be as a talent for what's a French fry?
did the stand up good skip. But I made it so it would take the rainbow beam, only take the one rainbow beam. I didn't do stand up. Stand up. If you say so.
Look, the gas that comes out of her is probably burnt. Maybe it's left. I want some burnt. Actually, it's red. It's super red. Do you think rainbow beam is basically a very powerful drain?
No, it's not a drain.
Oh.
Because it doesn't give us life back when we hit with it.
No, it doesn't get her life back either.
Exactly. We don't know about her life, but we know that our life doesn't come back, so it's not a drain. No idea.
What let out that beam right before it died? Is that funny?
Yep.
It disintegrated. The brain looked like it disintegrated, but actually it's alive.
Yep, rising acid.
I never saw that.
That's because you never saw anybody fall down after climbing up this high.
Yes!
Easy peasy.
That's the shaft. Save the animals! There's a way you cannot blow up this planet. By beating Super Metro first, right?
Yep, in the combo enemy. Come on.
Well, only in the combo.
Yep.
You have to go into the bomb to resolve to save them, right?
Alright, goodbye animals. Go on through, you cute little Edecoons.
And here's Oscar, find the pink star.
I can never remember what the ostrich is called.
It's in Pink Star. It teaches you how to use the sharp.
Yep.
The gases don't do any damage. But
No,
it does
they just slow you down. Same with the gas attacks in the blasts of gas in the station. Yep. Oh, I should have that. So, about 5.5 hours to complete this seed. Not too bad considering how rough it started. I'm not a real racer, speedrunner of Super Metroid or Link to the Past by any stretch of the imagination, but
Hey, people, watch as there's this little light that comes out of the explosion.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm pretty sure after it fades away, we'll see. Did you see that?
There it went.
That's their ship. Completed successfully. Time.
155 Super Metroid in-game time.
Oh wow. So we spent like 4 hours and went so fast.
Though it also doesn't count time during like loads and stuff, like door loads and things. Those certain things like that being in the menu transitioning places, those don't get properly counted in the game clock. So the game clock will always be less than the real time, even in a vanilla Super Metroid run.
Good job.
Alright, now we'll check out the nice little stats they give us. Yep, Andy's one of the contributors to it.
Alucard? Well,
Anaconda, Ivan, Kekumen, Shoyu, Garrison, Lexomatico, yep. All other beta testers. MetroidConstruction.com, Super Metroid SRL community, a link to the past, Randomizer communities.
Small hacker?
Yep, he calls himself Small Hacker.
Total? I know Total.
Total's the main guy who headed up the project. And he also does a lot with the Super Metroid Randomizer itself, which is why he's in that list. And those are the guys who
Oh wow.
did work on that. 429 door transitions, 21 minutes spent indoors, 45 seconds spent aligning doors, 22 minutes in Great Area, 15 in Brinstar, 48 in Orfair, 26 in Rex Ship, 28 in Meridia, 9 in Torian. Fired 55 charge shots, that's all, 320 missiles, 144 super missiles, no special beam attacks, 120 power bombs, 184 bombs.
Holy missiles.
Pretty. I got about 75% of all the items, including all the ones linked to the past. So I'm that kind of collector. It doesn't remember when I found Pegasus boots. First sword was at 52 minutes, Flute at 2 minutes, that was early. Mirror at 59 minutes. I killed one boss with the fighter sword, none swordless, none with master sword, 6 with tempered sword, and 1 with gold sword. Found Ganon's Tower Big Key was on number 4, did 37 bonks, 20 save and quits, a single death, and 2 fairy revivals. Spent 11 minutes in menus. I got the tempered sword right after the master sword, so.
Wait, you did? Was
Yep.
it in the special place that...
5 hours 19 total and 5:34 real time. So yep, that's pretty close. All right. Thanks for watching. That's going to be all for today. Again, happy birthday, Joe. Glad that you could spend the last bit of your birthday down here watching me finish up this seed. So that's going to do it for today. Tomorrow's going to be more Soul Calibur speedrunning. I hope that, thanks for watching, you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful
Friday we're going to have
night.
a little fun.
Yep, we'll do more.
Bye-bye.
No problem. Thanks for watching. Take care.